today I'm going to explain to you or teach you how to hit a two-handed beginner backhand. So to get started, what I want you to do is, how do you hold the racket? It's very important. If you hold the pencil like this and you try to write, you're probably not going to write very beautiful. But if you hold the pencil correctly and properly, you're going to be able to write much better and faster, which allows your hand not to get as tired. And it's the same exact thing on the tennis court. How you hold the racket makes a huge difference. So for the tennis racket, I want you to use if you're a righty, I want you to take your right hand, I want you to slide it on the frame, on the top of the frame, and we're going to go all the way down in that position, and we're going to get to the bottom of the racket. Now, there's going to be an edge on the bottom. I want you to get as close to that edge as possible. Now, that's your right hand. For your left hand, we're going to go ahead and put your left hand on top of the strings, and then we're going to slide your hand down like this, and we're going to get to the other hand and slightly touch the other hand. We don't want to overlap and put your hand on the other hand, and we don't want to create a huge gap like this, because it makes, if you take this one away, it makes you hit with a mini racket, so you're never going to get any reach or power. So put your right hand back where it was again, and then slide this hand closer to the other racket. The lower, the better, without overlapping on the other hand, okay? That's the ideal grip. Next, when you set up for the ball, since you're righty, most balls at the beginning, instead of practicing hitting with an open stance, which means hitting facing forward, we're going to stand with a closed stance. How does the closed stance work? We're going to go ahead and start with your right foot forward, like this. Excellent. Now find a balanced position, okay, where your feet aren't too close together and they're not too far apart where you can't move to the ball. So find a good balanced position. Next, what I want you to do is the setup. How are you going to prepare for the ball? First of all, you need to have a good backswing. To be able to have a good backswing, we're going to go ahead and bring our racket back more or less between your shoulders and your hips. So the racket face needs to be in this space right here. If your racket is down here, any balls that bounce high will mean you're probably going to hit it with the frame, or the ball is going to consistently go out or too high. So starting here is the ideal place. So that way you're prepared for high balls, for low balls, and balls right in the center. So that's where I want you to start. So your racket is going to be pointing towards the back fence. When you go to hit the ball, what's going to hit the ball is actually your hips and your shoulders. So your shoulders are going to turn, bend your knees a little bit. Good job. And then when you make contact, what you're going to do is this. Your goal is to hit the ball in front of your right knee. How far in front? It depends on your skill level, okay? But for now, the more out in front, the better, as long as you can hit your targets, both straight and crosswise. So you're going to make contact down in front. Now, as you can see, your elbows are extended. So bend your elbows. This would be the wrong way, because then you're handicapped. Your arms are handcuffed. You can't move your arms properly. So extending your elbows, very important. So we're going to start over here, bend your knees, turn, and then once you make contact down in front, I want you to bend your elbows all the way up to your shoulder so that your left elbow is pointing at your target, and you can either point with your elbow or the butt cap, which is the bottom part of your racket, okay? Now, let me see you do that once or twice by yourself. Ready? So get in ready position. Now go ahead and bend your knees a little bit. Swing slowly, make contact out in front, and then finish out in front. Very good. Something I didn't mention before is when you make contact, which is the most important part of the stroke, when you make contact, your racket, if it's facing up, where's the ball going to go? And if it's facing down, where's it going to go? Exactly. So you have to find a midpoint in the shot, okay? Midpoint would be right around here, there, depending on the height of the ball. If it comes higher, you're allowed to tilt it a little bit this way so the ball goes down. And if it's very low, you can tilt it up a little bit so the ball goes up over the net when it's very low. But the majority of the time, you want to keep it around here. How should your swing be? So you want to create a little bit of a loop when you swing, okay? A little bit of an oval, like that. And then you're going to finish to your shoulder. So let's get started. Let's try a few shots. I want you to stand a little bit closer to the middle. I'm going to feed you some balls. I want you to let the ball bounce once, and then I want you to bend your knees and finish all the way out in front. Let your heels turn as you make contact, okay? Here we go. Good. If the ball bounces very low, I want you to get low. There's different balls. There's orange ball, green dot balls, red balls, and the regular balls. So every one of them bounces differently. So you have to be prepared to be able to get low when that happens. Very good. Good. After you hit, try to keep your eyes low on contact so that you're not lifting, because then your eyes can't aim if they're making contact down here and your head's up here. So try to stay low. Ready? The lower the better. As they say, how low can you go? Very nice. That looks great, Michelle. Good job. Find your balance after you hit. Low. Okay, ready? Here we go. Continue. Good. Stay down on your shot. Good. I like the way you're turning this foot and lifting your back heel up. I like that because it's allowing you to turn your hips. Ready? Here we go. Very nice. Again. Get a little bit lower. Sometimes you're reaching with your hands. Get lower so you can turn those hips. Good. Staying down. Good. So if the ball goes to the net, adjust your point of contact, open up the racket face so it goes over. If it's going too high, adjust your racket face a little bit straighter. Here we go. Okay, please go back to the middle a little bit. Nice. Yeah. Very good. Now after you make contact, Michelle, I want you to step forward, okay? Yes. Good job. When you step forward, I still want you to stay low, okay? Keep your eyes almost at the same height as the edge of the net. Very good. Now I want you to add one more step. Let's stand a little, again, back in the middle. Every time you're in ready position, when your opponent makes contact with the ball, when they hit the ball on their strings, I want you to hop. It's your preparation step. That mini hop allows you to change direction to the left, or to the right, or forward, or simply keeps you alert. Then you set up for the ball, you're gonna step, and then you're gonna hit your back. You ready? So I wanna see you get in ready position first. Ready position facing that way, like this, copy me. Facing that way, racket out in front. You're gonna do your hop. Imagine your opponent hit the ball, turn sideways, backhand. Very good. Hop, turn sideways, forward. Good. Okay? Good. Try to make it a natural hop. So it's not a big hop, or it's not a little hop, it's just natural. It's like a ready position. Here we go. So, hop, good. Very nice. Keeping those eyes low. Okay, please go to the other side. We're going to start hitting some balls where I feet a little bit further away from you. Thank you, Michelle. Very good. Now it's perfectly fine if you want to do more than one hop. Instead of just one hop, you can do 2 or sometimes 3 hops if you don't know when it's time to hop or split step. Good. Good job. Nice. Step in. Okay, back in the middle. Sometimes when you don't have time to split step, simply go ahead and hit and get in ready position. Hit, get in ready position. Sometimes you won't have time for a split step. Please don't stand too far back yet. Let's go a little bit closer. Let's keep it simple. We're focusing on keeping good technique. Good. Eyes low. Good job. Stepping in. Nice. Again. Good. Slow it down a little bit. Sometimes I see you trying to go faster and faster. The goal is to keep the ball in play. Instead of hitting 100 tennis balls, hit one ball 100 times. That's more valuable. Here we go. 1. Yeah. Yeah. Nice. Almost. Keep moving those feet. Stay down, please. Stay down. So your eyes are closer to the strings. Good job. Good. Yeah. Stay down. Weight on your front foot. Keep your weight on your front foot. Sometimes when you step off that right foot, you'll end up hitting it with the frame. You're out of. So, Michelle, I think you did a great job on your backhand. I think you have a phenomenal backhand. Once you go ahead and get used to staying down and leaning in and going forward towards the ball when you make contact, you're going to have an incredibly powerful backhand because you swing and you coordinate your right hand and your left hand at the same time correctly. A lot of people have the problem where one hand wants to swing harder than the other one and then they're discoordinated. You don't have that problem. You go ahead and you swing correctly because you turn at the same time using your hips and your shoulders. So that was excellent. The one thing I do want you to do is this. I want you to practice split stepping or hopping, but not necessarily standing straight. I want you to hop with your knees nice and low and your body staying low so that when the ball comes back, if it comes back fast, you're already down here to make contact on your backhand instead of hopping up and then having to go down here, hopping up and then going to having to go down there. That'll save you time. It'll make you a little bit faster, okay? How did your backhand feel? Good. Felt good? Okay. How did your split steps feel? Did it feel discoordinated or did you feel you were timing it right? Okay, excellent. That's very important. Now, Michelle, I'll see you in the next lesson, but that was excellent. Give you a high five.